Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. Here I'm doing the upper floor on this fairly decent sized job that I'm doing. As you can see, it's really got quite a... This is the really soiled area, this highway from the kitchen over to the bathroom and into the bedroom over here. The downstairs room, which I just did, came up really nice, so that's good. And I just sprayed just a light spray with some Procyon Extreme just in these traffic areas here. And I actually did clean under here already, and I put it back. So we will continue on. This is Nanomax in the tank, 1.5 ounces per gallon. And I boosted it with about an ounce or so of Oxy-Dry. I figured that this light carpet would benefit from that. Took out some real nasty stains downstairs. Including some slime. And did very well. I just want to make sure I'm centered here. Okay, and away we go. This actually is probably a pretty good quality carpet, I would think. I mean, I'm going to guess it's at least 15 years old. I'm not positive. I mean, this house is actually being rented, so the folks that are renting it, I doubt very much they would know. But going by the edge of the house and everything, yeah, this is at least 15 years old, I guess. And this is in an area of Kelowna called Kettle Valley, and it's a really neat little spot here. There's a few hundred houses here, and this whole area is actually built up development like a little town from the 40s or 50s, maybe. No, 40s, I guess. So a lot of houses, for the most part, have that sort of look, and then they have tree-lined boulevards and. Really done well, actually. It's a pretty cute place. And high end, of course. You're paying a little bit more extra because of the whole atmosphere, I guess. And they got like a central park, and it's really actually quite nice here. It's about 15 or 20 minutes to downtown Kelowna from here. But it's a nice spot because it's kind of a back eddy, not a lot of traffic, and they've even got their own school right there, elementary school. So for people who are probably a little better off, this is kind of a nice option for them, I guess. Anyway, we've got a few spots and stains here that are coming out without any difficulty. It's just so easy to do this. Oh yeah, there was quite an obvious stain right here, which I pre-treated, and I can see that it's just come out. It actually had faded away. I forgot it was even there. It was more of an obvious stain, but pretty much disappeared before I even got there. Yeah, we'll go over into the living room area. More wear right in front of this couch. There's actually a fairly worn patch here. There are some areas of this carpet that are, you can see there's pile distortion fairly obvious. Now I'm going to tell you guys, in the last video on this job I mentioned the little device that I have. I can't remember what they call them exactly, but you can you put your phone up to it, and it picks up the QR code and takes you right to the place where you can a customer can write a review, and you know, getting those reviews really will help your business to grow and to get the customers you want and all. But there's another little tip. I've been meaning to mention this before, but I keep forgetting. But here's another way to put some money in your pocket, and it really actually works very well. If you aren't taking credit cards yet, assuming you're doing a fair amount of residential work, you'd be wise to do that. I know it costs money to pay the credit card companies, but that's why you factor that into your cost of operating and what you're charging. And if you're, all you're doing is empty move outs and, if that's the kind of market you're after, the price point people, then obviously that's not probably a good idea for you. But if you have your sights a little higher than that, then it definitely is a good idea to do that. Because for one thing, you'll find that people will, maybe they'll say, well, that's more than I want to spend right now, but then, well, you can always put it in your credit card, and then sometimes they'll go, oh yeah, I can do it that way. And that's, right there, that's not a bad idea. However, and I know a lot of guys will, one of the more popular ways of taking credit cards is to use the thing you put on your phone, what do they call that, the cube or whatever? But I don't do that. I actually have a Monero machine. And yeah, I think it cost me a few $100s to buy it. But here's the reason why you want to use that instead. And that is because, for one thing, it'll print out the receipt right there and then. And we do deal with a lot of customers who simply don't have computers, because we do a lot of older folks. They don't have, not everybody has a computer you can, email a receipt to. So that's one reason. But there's another reason. This is really important. I literally get hundreds and hundreds of dollars in tips every month, because it asks if they want to leave a tip. And of course not everybody does, and that's fine, but most people will. And we're talking, for me in most cases, it's a fair amount, and I've got literally hundreds of dollars worth of tips in the busier season every month. And I'm serious, I really do. So that's one way to increase your bottom line without hardly any effort at all, as it were, or cost. And you'll find that, if you're doing a really good job, you'll find that the majority of your customers will be quite happy for the opportunity to give you a tip. It gives people the choice. Now, let's talk about the carpet. This area here is where the most soiled area is. And I did pre-spray it with Procyon Extreme, which is in there. Just lightly. I didn't, soak it. You don't need to soak. All you need to do is get it wet enough to start the process, dissolving the soils and the stains and everything. And then away you go. You don't need to hose down the carpet. That'll just cause all kinds of problems. Okay, I just want to give that a wipe right there. And get this out of the way. It's been raining all day. Well, not all day. It started probably around 7 o'clock or so. Although my phone told me it was only a 30% chance. They're always wrong. And the reason is because the weather forecast for my area actually comes out of Vancouver. And Vancouver is about 6 or 7 hours drive away from here. Over the coastal mountains. So somebody in Vancouver weather office, well, they don't seem to understand that we're on a different weather pattern over here, so they're often wrong. And what's weird is my wife has an iPhone and I have an iPhone, and she'll take a look at her phone and it'll say, you know, the temperature's going to be, say, 15 degrees or whatever. My phone will say 14 or 13, or vice versa. Like, it's weird. Both, you know, supposedly we're looking at the same app on the phone, and supposedly it's coming from the same source, and yet our phones rarely agree. It's pretty weird. I don't know why that is. Kind of a running joke, I guess. Anyway, you can see this carpet is really cleaning nicely. It just is so nice. There's quite a few spots and stains that are coming out without any effort at all. These folks are going to be very, very pleased with the way this carpet turns out. I'm sure of that. And the nice thing, here's the other thing I should mention, is that this is quite a community here. And these communities, it's not a gated community, but still it's kind of a community unto itself here. And what happens is often in these scenarios we have Facebook groups, community Facebook groups, and they will often go on to the Facebook group and talk about your business. And I know that they talk about us because I've already heard that from other people that we clean for in here. Like, oh yeah, he came up on our Facebook group and everybody's talking about you, how great carpet cleaners you guys are. So that makes a huge difference too. So these are the things that make a difference and help you to get the business you want. And you need to have that reputation. You need to do the quality work. There's that bit of a color stain there. We'll put some more of that on. I actually did put some on there. It does look better, but I may have to put some proxy on there before we're done here. Oh, there's the Oxy-Dry van. Oh, we had put this up before, but it obviously fell down again. We're sitting there. Looks like I'm going to be using up a little over 1.5 gallons for this job, in case you're wondering. Of course, I have to do the steps yet, but that won't take very much. A couple of obvious stains right here, which I pre-treated with Suspend, and then this area was sprayed with the Procyon as well. So this is the final room. Alright, I think we're pretty much done. We're going to go back to the top of the steps. Looks like got all the stains out okay. I'll work my way back down the hall. This was the most soiled area, so we'll head back down at 300 RPM. Okay, we'll switch over to the Iron Man, and I'll do that as a separate video. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a good day.